Hey, it's the Dr. White. I'm back at the Dr. Whiteboard again, and I thought we'd get back to some basics here as we get going. So, this is an eyeball.
Hey Doc, can you slow down just a minute?
Who let George Hallis in here? Alright, well, anyway, this is an eyeball. And I thought since we're going to talk about how the eye works and eye diseases and things of that sort, that maybe we should start with something very basic. So I'm going to put this down, and maybe I'll pick it up again, because I really never know how this is going to go till it goes. We look at the eye a couple ways. If we look at it straight on, this is, again, the anti-Rembrandt. The blue is the iris, that's the colored part of your eye. In the middle here, when you look at your eye in the mirror, you've got this black circle. That's the pupil. The pupil's actually a hole. It's just a hole in the middle of your iris. So if we look at this is the iris. This would be this part on the cross-section. If we look at the pupil, well, again, the pupil's just a hole that goes right through the middle of the iris. In back of the pupil is the crystalline lens. We're going to talk a lot about cataracts. We may actually talk about something called a refractive lens exchange, and that's for people who are old like me who don't want to wear glasses when they're reading. But anyway, that's the lens, and that's what focuses inside the eye. We'll talk a lot about focusing with things like revital vision and bifocals and things of that sort. Here in red is the retina, and the retina is kind of like all of this over here. And the retina bone's connected to the optic nerve bone, and the optic nerve actually takes the information back to the brain, and that's where we see. But when an eye doctor looks inside your eye, what the eye doctor is doing is looking at the back of the eye, and the optic nerve is actually right here, and then there are blood vessels that come out of the optic nerve. And those blood vessels nourish the retina. The retina is the part of the eye that turns light into electricity, and those electrical impulses go back to the brain. Right here in the middle, it's called the macula. And this is where we do our fine vision. This is where the light gets focused inside the eye. And the macula is right here, right next to the optic nerve. So as we go from the front of the eye to the back of the eye, we have the cornea, where light is focused. Light then goes through the pupil, which is just a hole in the center of the iris. It's focused by the lens onto the retina. The retina sends information to the optic nerve, and the middle of the retina is the macula. So I'm the Dr. White. This is the Dr. Whiteboard, and this is the stuff we're going to be talking about. I'll see you later.